Good morning, students. Today I am going to start with the new topic, that is set theory. Now, set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects. Set is usually represented by capital letters like A, P, X, Y. All capital letters are usually used to represent the set, and small letters are used for representing elements of the set like small a, small b, small x, small y. Set notation: when we write any set, we write the set in curly bracket, we call them parentheses. So, for example, capital X is equals to small a, comma b, comma c. That means any set is represented in curly brackets where elements of the set are represented by small letters or any other distinct objects, such that putting commas in between. Secondly, no element is repeated in a set. We don't write the same element 2 times or 3 times. So, distinct object means elements are always different from each other. Now, there is a Greek letter which is very commonly used in set theory, that is called epsilon, that is Greek E. It stands for belongs to, and if you cut across E, then it is does not belongs to. So that is how we use belongs to or does not belongs to. Now there is another very interesting notation which I have made in your presentation, that is I have made circles, that is concyclic circles, one circle inside the other one. The biggest circle is representing the set of real numbers. Inside that you have set of rational numbers, that is Q, then Z, that is integers, and inside Z you have whole numbers, and whole numbers are containing natural numbers. Now N stands for natural number, W stands for whole number, and Z stands for integers, Q stands for rational numbers, R stands for real numbers. Natural numbers are contained in whole numbers, are contained in set of integers, are contained in set of rational numbers, are contained in set of real numbers. So when you see it in diagrammatic representation, natural numbers are 1, 2, 3. Whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, dot dot. Integers are plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and so on, dot dot, starting from 0. So all positive numbers, all negative numbers, and 0 consist of integers. Rational numbers are the numbers which can be put in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. That means denominator should not be 0 in any rational number. And rational number plus irrational number. Irrational numbers are those numbers which are not simplified further and they remain in decimal notation, for example root 2, root 3. These are irrational numbers. So all rational numbers plus irrational numbers constitute the set of real numbers. Now this set of real numbers is the biggest set which is containing all other sets. That is why I have represented this set notation form, so that you understand the number theory as such. How do we represent all types of sets and how do we represent them in set notation. I hope this much is clear. We will move on to few more things, that is representation of sets. Sets could be represented in two forms. One is called roster method or tabular form. The second method is called set builder notation or rule method. We'll discuss them in the next video. Now children, representation of set. Set could be represented in two forms. There are few more forms, but mainly there are only two forms, that is roster or tabular form, where you put the elements putting commas in between and close them in a curly bracket. Second set is set builder notation or rule form, where n is equals to x such that x belongs to n. That means n is the set of natural numbers. So you can write the set in these two forms. One is called rule form, the other one is called roster or tabular form. Now exercise 6.1, in fact this exercise is oral one, simply to make you understand the technical terms. I am doing question number 3 and 4. 1 and 2 you can do them orally. Third also, if you feel, you can do them orally. Otherwise you may do the subparts, odd numbers in your copy. But fourth you do all parts in your copy. Now I am doing third E part. X such that x is a letter of mathematics. Now you know x is a letter of mathematics means you have the letters which are in the complete word mathematics. Now the letters which are occurring 2 times, we don't write them twice, we write them only once. So M, A, T, H, E, I, C, S. M, A, T are occurring twice, but I have not written them again. So this is how you can write down tabular form or roster form. Now the next question, that is fourth D part. In fourth D, you can see the elements of the set are given in fraction form. Now first number is 1, but if you think like every element, then it is 2 to the power 0. Second number 2 to the power 1. Next number 2 to the power 2. 2 cube, 2, 4, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 5. I told you to learn the squares and cubes. If you remember, then it will strike to you looking at the elements. Hence, u is equals to x such that x equals to 1 upon 2 to the power n. N is less than equal to 5. N belongs to the set of whole numbers. Starting from 2 to the power 0, you will get up to 2 to the power 5 all the elements. Now question number E is simply the multiplication table 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42 up to 42. So x such that x is equals to 7y. Y 7 into 1, 7 into 2, like that. Where y is less than equals to 6 up to 6. That means all the multiples of 7 up to 7 6 are 42. Where y belongs to n, this is how we write them in set builder notation. So please try to complete exercise 6.1 and do question number 3 and 4 in your copy. 1 and 2 you can do them orally. I hope everything is clear, because this exercise is very elementary and you are familiar with everything. You don't need much of explanation here. Now children, we will do types of sets. Now you are already familiar with all this, but just to recollect or recall all the things. What is finite set? Finite set is a set where the elements of the set are countable. That is, you have a countable number of elements in the set. For example, x is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bracket closed. But in infinite set, for example, x such that x is equals to 2n. Now number of elements present in the set are not countable, then we call it infinite set. I hope it is clear to you. Now comes singleton set. Singleton set is where number of elements in a set is only one. Single element is there, then we call it singleton set. Empty set, when there is no element in the set, we represent it either with the empty curly brackets or phi. Now don't write phi inside psi. That becomes a invalid empty set. Disjoint set, any two sets when they don't have anything in common, then they are said to be disjoint. And when there is one element at least common, then we call it overlapping set. Now, cardinal number of a set. What is cardinal number? It's very important. Number of elements present in a finite set is called the cardinal number of a set. That means when you can count the number of elements present in a set, we call it cardinal number, and we represent it by small n. For example, x is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finite set, so n of x is equals to 5. Similarly, in singleton set, if I take n of a is equals to 1. Hence, that is how we write out cardinal number of a set. Now we'll try to use this knowledge or these technical terms in exercise 6.2. Let's see how to begin with. Now we will do few more types of set. One is called equal set, the other one is called equivalent sets. Equal sets, of course, as the name suggests, when two sets are having same elements, coincident elements, equal number of elements, then we call them equal sets. For example, A is xyz, simply rearranging the terms, if I write B is equals to zyx, then this implies A is equals to B. That is, set A and B are equal. Now, equivalent set, when A and B are having equal number of sets, but there exists one-to-one correspondence between the element of two sets. For example, if I say first element, it is A, and in set B it is 1. So there exists a one-to-one correspondence between the elements of the two sets. Then in that case we call them equivalent set. Now if A and B are any two given sets such that every element of set A is contained in or present in the set B, then A is a subset of B. That is, A is a part of B. Write A as a subset of B. Mathematically speaking, we write like this. Now A is equals to 2, 4, 6, B is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you see, A becomes the subset of B, and B is also called superset of A. So there is a new word for you. One is subset, the other one is superset of A. Now we will use this knowledge for subset of a set in exercise 6.2. Children, now we'll start with exercise 6.2 because exercise 6.1 was very elementary. There was nothing much to do in that exercise. Even in this exercise, you will find that there is not much to do. Now, few more things to understand. One more thing, I have already discussed about subsets. Number of subsets. Number of subsets is given by 2 to the power n, where n is the number of elements present in the set. 2 to the power n means n is, suppose n is equals to 1, then how many subsets you will get? 2 to the power 1. If n equals to 2, then how many subsets you will get? 2 to the power 2, that is equals to 4. So if n is equals to 3, then 2 to the power 3, that is 2 equals to 8. So number of subsets you can always find out with this expression, though it is not mentioned in your book, but you can note it down so that you don't have confusion while writing how many subsets you are going to get. Now exercise 6.2, question number 1 is a oral question. Which of the following are examples of null set? X is a natural number. Now in this case, which of the following are? So obviously X, such that X is a natural number, less than 1 will be null set because there is no natural number possible. Similarly, second question, X such that X is the 30th day in the month of February, so that is also null set. So in question number 1, A and B are null set. Question number 2, which of the following sets are finite or infinite? So set of stars in the star objects in the sky is infinite, sets of integers in infinite, set of consonant is finite, set of students in your school is finite. Question number 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then which of the following are true? 3 belongs to A? Of course, yes, true. 2 does not belongs to A. 2 is not a subset of A. So 2 is written as a element, so it will be false. 5, 7 is a subset of A. True, it is a set now. D part 6 belongs to A. True. That is all. Other two will be again false. Now question number 4, which of the following subsets? You have to write down the subsets of the following sets. Now this question I am going to do for you. I will be doing question number 4. Which part? I'll do B part. Okay, let us do B part. Question number 4, B part. Now can you see the question? It is B is equals to, set B is minus 3, 2, 4. I hope it is clear. B is equals to minus 3, 2, 4. You have to write down the subsets of B. So in fact, the set containing the subsets of B is also called power set. So, in fact, I'll write down all the subsets. They have not asked power set. If they ask you power set, then you will have to make curly brackets on both the sides after writing all the subsets. Now, subsets of B. So, number of subsets will be how much? 2 to the power 3 equals to 8. So 8 subsets we will get. Now let us see how do we get. Subsets are, first one empty set, then singleton set minus 3, 2, 4, then 2 elements, minus 3, 2, minus 3, 4, 2, 4, and 3, 2, minus 3, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have got in all 8 subsets of this set. I hope it is very clear to you. Now, question number 5 again. Which of the following sets are subsets of U? Now, U is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up to 10. Now, A will be, all the elements of A are contained in U, so A is subset of U. B is also subset of U. 8, 0, 6, 7. You can see all the elements are there. And C, 2, 3, 4, 8, 11. 11 is not there. 2, 3, 4, 8 are there. So C is not. D, 1, 7, 9, 10. Of course. Then 8. But 12 is not there. So it is also not a subset. E, 3, 5, 8, 9, 7. 3, 5, 9, 7. All are present there. So fifth, A, B, C are the subsets. Now question number 6, write the cardinal number. Now A part cardinal number will be 5. N of A is 5. B part N of B is 7. Now I am doing question number 6C. That is, you have, what you have to do is X such that X equals to 2y minus 3. This is already given. Now few more things to be noted. XY belongs to Z, and what else? 1 is less than equals to y less than 5. Now this range is very important. Now looking at the thing, I can say that cardinal number will be 4 because value of y from here can be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 values y can take, correspondingly x will also get 4 values. So in all you will get only 4 elements in this set, and therefore cardinal number of this set will be 4. This is actually set B. So you can write B here. Now let us see how will we do x such that x equals to 2y minus 3 is your equation. Now start putting the values. X equals to 1, y is equals to 1, not x. So x will be how much? 2 into 1 minus 3. So minus 1. Y is equals to 2. X is equals to 2 to the 4 minus 3 equals to 1. Y is equals to 3. X will be equals to 2 3 is 6 minus 3 equals to 3. And y is equals to 4 implies x will be equals to 2 4s are 8 minus 3 equals to 5. So set B will be minus 1, 1, 3, 5. And this implies n of B is equals to 4. So this is how you will be writing the complete solution. I hope it is very clear to you. Hence, in exercise 6.2, you have to do only 2 sums, I think. One is fourth question, you can do subparts, odd numbers. Want, you can do all, that is up to you. And in question number 6, C part only you need to do. Now question number 7 is again oral question. A, C, D, E and B, D, E, F, G and N is equals to A, G, H. Which of the following considered as universal? Now all the 3 sets should be contained in which of these sets? So obviously A will be one of the answers. A, B, because you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, all the elements of L, M and N are contained here. And in C part also, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, you will get all the elements of L, M, N are contained. So A and C can be universal set for the following sets. Hence, we have completed this exercise 6.2. I hope everything is clear to you. I have explained you all the questions orally because they are very simple ones. So, in FAIR register, maths register, you will be doing question number 4 and 6 of exercise 6.2. I hope everything is clear to you.